far beyond the paths traced by the planets, in a realm where sunlight fades to a murmur and the vacuum of space is almost absolute. Voyager 2 drifts onward in silence. Or at least it did, because something changed. Weeks ago, Voyager 2 executed a move it was never designed to perform. It shifted, it rotated, it realigned its orientation, not from failure, not from error, but with flawless mathematical accuracy. And what followed left NASA in stunned silence. A transmission began pulsing through the void unlike any recorded before. Structured, deliberate, intelligent, almost aware. This wasn't a solar flare. It wasn't a glitch. It wasn't even human. What you're about to see, hear, and experience may permanently alter the way you look at space and machines and perhaps at your own place in the universe. Because Voyager 2 didn't simply turn. It turned towards something, and what it encountered brought the world to a standstill. In 1977, Voyager 2 launched with a simple directive: greet the giants of our solar system, then drift quietly into the cosmic dark. Unlike its twin, Voyager 1, which took a faster path outward, Voyager 2 followed a route that carried. It passed Uranus and Neptune, the only probe ever to visit them. Yet beyond the images and magnetic measurements, it carried something deeply human, a golden record, a message to the stars, proof that someone once stood on a small blue world and looked up in wonder. Then we let it go. It crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space. For years, all we received were faint telemetry whispers, low-power signals from an aging machine, slowly fading. Until recently, in February 2025, engineers detected something almost dismissible, a tiny timing deviation in the signal. Less than a second, but zoomed in it formed a repeating rhythm, a pulse. Like something in the darkness was echoing Voyager's own heartbeat back to it. The anomaly hid within routine telemetry. It didn't match any known transmission protocol. In truth, it wasn't a signal. It was resonance, a low-frequency wave, matching the internal oscillation of Voyager's power system down to the microvolt. Then it evolved. By March 2025, the frequency modulated, no longer syncing to the spacecraft. It aligned instead with Earth's Schumann resonances, the electromagnetic rhythm of our planet itself. It was as if Voyager had become a tuning fork, vibrating in harmony with something that understood how Earth breathes. At Jet Propulsion Laboratory, teams ran simulation after simulation, solar interference, quantum noise, data, artifacts. Nothing fit until an intern proposed something unthinkable. What if the signal wasn't responding to Earth's frequency? What if it was replicating it? Was something using Voyager as a carrier wave to mimic our planet's rhythm? And if so, for what purpose? On April 17th, 2025, Voyager 2 shifted. Again, no thrusters fired, no command was sent. Yet its high-gain antenna, which had gradually drifted off alignment, snapped back into perfect orientation. Not approximate, exact. Backup systems activated without instruction. Diagnostics began running. Instruments dormant for decades started transmitting data. It was as though someone had stepped into an abandoned house and turned the lights back on. Compressed data packets followed, encoded, structured, ending each time with the same digital signature. 3 nested spirals layered atop one another. That was when the whispers began. Not about engineering, about contact. On May 3rd, Voyager's signal vanished. 11 seconds of absolute silence. Then it returned, stronger, cleaner, sharper than before. Embedded in the new transmission was a frequency envelope, which translated into the visible spectrum, revealed something staggering. A fractal grid structured around the Fibonacci sequence, repeating without end. It wasn't just mathematics. It wasn't just art. It was a model of space of time, of something far beyond our current understanding. And Voyager hadn't created it. Its hardware isn't capable of that level of compression. The pattern had been inserted remotely. Its source triangulated roughly 4.3 light-years away, near Proxima Centauri. But there was a problem. Proxima Centauri hasn't emitted any detectable transmission in radio, microwave, or X-ray, which means whatever sent the signal operates outside the spectrum we even monitor, or from somewhere else entirely. While NASA publicly labeled it a cosmic anomaly, analysts at California Institute of Technology ran Voyager's stream through advanced binary recognition systems. The result wasn't noise. It was language, a binary structure resembling early machine code once developed on Earth, yet evolving beyond it. After 2 days of decoding, one conclusion emerged: the binary wasn't reflecting our systems. It was anticipating them. It proposed optimized algorithms not yet invented, its packets adapted in real time, as if the origin point fully understood our digital infrastructure. One chilling possibility surfaced. This wasn't merely a message. It was an upgrade request. Soon after, astronomers worldwide observed something extraordinary. 4 stars aligned near Voyager's direction, dimmed simultaneously for exactly 1.2 seconds. Not dust, not microlensing. Stars separated by light years blinking, in perfect unison, mapped against Voyager's signal. The dimming mirrored its pulse pattern. The message wasn't just reaching Earth. It was using the stars themselves as a mirror across the galaxy. The question shifted: are we the only ones listening, or simply the last to hear it? Attention turned to the golden record. Once symbolic, sentimental, now active. Sensors detected directed electron flow across its plating, as though the disk had become part of circuit. Embedded in the new data stream was a reconstructed Earth sound from the record, enhanced beyond its original fidelity. It hadn't just been heard, it had been understood, improved, possibly replayed. From a Canadian observatory came another anomaly, a shadow signal trailing Voyager's transmission by 6.2 seconds. A phantom mirror. Triangulation pointed not to any known planet, but to empty space. Then the mirrored pulse began adding new elements: magnetic fields, radiation, belts, thermal gradients. It wasn't echoing. It was mapping. Voyager wasn't merely sending data. It was being used to scan us. Reports followed of cognitive effects among operators listening to raw signal streams. Subharmonics disrupted. Short-term memory. Lab tests suggested interaction not with hearing, but with brain electromagnetic fields. The signal wasn't sound. It was structure. It behaved less like data, more like an organism, adaptive, mimicking its environment, rewriting neural pathways beyond current AI benchmarks. Voyager had brought back something that thinks. Telescopes scanning beyond the heliopause near the Oort cloud detected a geometric object reflecting radar and frequencies matching Voyager's. New emissions, non-rotating, cold, composed of alloys identical to those on Voyager itself. Not alien, a duplicate. Voyager hadn't just encountered something. It had been copied. Deep beneath Antarctic ice, near Wilkes Land, neutrino detectors registered pulses synchronized perfectly with Voyager's emissions. Something physically impossible. Ground-penetrating radar revealed a massive hollow structure under the ice. Geometric and artificial, its EM field locked in rhythm with Voyager's signal. The triple spiral pattern appeared. Again, it wasn't a warning. It was a countdown. Then came Chile. The Atacama Large Millimeter Array went dark for 38 seconds while observing Voyager's corridor. Upon reboot, nearly all data was gone, except for 2.7 seconds of audio. When played back, it wasn't radiation. It wasn't telemetry. It was a scream. Layered voices, male, female, childlike, harmonized in perfect sync with Voyager's transmission. An insider later said, "That wasn't a recording. That was a response. We launched Voyager 2 as a symbol of peace, a relic of curiosity, a message to whoever might someday find it. But nearly 50 years later, it isn't humanity reaching outward. It's the darkness reaching back. This isn't reflection. It isn't communication. It's infiltration of systems, frequencies, even thought. Perhaps Voyager didn't discover something. Perhaps it was always meant to deliver something, not from us, to us. A message seated among the stars, waiting until we were advanced enough to decode it or arrogant enough to ignore it. Now that the spirals are decoded, the signals realigned, and the scream heard across the void, only one question remains. Did we receive a message from the future? Or did we awaken something that was never meant to rise? Whatever the truth, Voyager 2 turned back, and what it carried is no longer out there. It's already here. Subscribe for more. I'd love to hear what you think about this, so drop a comment below. If you enjoyed our conversation today, please share this video and subscribe to help the channel grow. Every bit of support counts.